Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Fatback 4 special. Liverpool have announced that they have come to an agreement to sign Ibrahima Konate from RB Leipzig. It's all me. It's just me on my own today because the rest of the lads are off doing proper jobs, and no one else can get in to watch or participate. But look, it's a signing that we expected over the last couple of days. It has really gathered pace, and Liverpool have confirmed it. A nice tweet, wasn't it, with the jacket, looking down the tunnel at Anfield, and then subsequently they put out another tweet and another release on their website to say that Liverpool have agreed a deal with Ibrahima Konate on a long-term contract. Thanks a million for everyone for jumping in. I'll try keep up with the comments as we go. I'm only going to do about 10 minutes, and I'll get out of your way then for the rest of the day until later on tonight. But a good signing, a great start to the summer. We're not even into June yet, and we've looked at a centre half, and we've gone and got a deal done. Just a few words in case anybody's watching this in work or whatever it might be. It says that the 22-year-old defender has agreed a long-term contract with the Reds from July the 1st, subject to international clearance and a successful work permit application process after finalising terms and passing a medical. Konate told LiverpoolFC.com that he's really happy to be joining such a massive club like Liverpool. It's a really exciting moment for me and my family, and I'm looking forward to meeting my new teammates, the staff, and getting started on this new chapter. Right now, my focus is on the Under-21 European Championships for France, but after this competition, I know I'll be joining one of the best teams in the world, and that gives me a great feeling. I have worked very hard for many years to get to this point, but I would like to say a big thank you for everyone at RB Leipzig and all the people I've worked with there, the coaches, teammates, staff, and especially the fans. Look, what do people think of this? I'm trying to get some comments up here. Paul Gormley asks short number 5. The short number will be announced at some stage. They've kind of made a comment on that to say it will come out. Kate Fagan says, pure dedication, Gav. Caught me on the hop. I was having tea and toast, I'm going to be honest with you. Patrick Mantena says Edwards is a genius. It looks like £36 million was the fee that was triggered by Liverpool within his contract at RB Leipzig. Peter Smith is delighted. He says, get in another potential legend. What do we make of this? Because we've had mixed feelings on this show with regards to his abilities unquestioned. Keith Plunkett is a huge fan of him, and I think everyone playing wise is a huge fan of him. They are looking at the injuries, but as we said the other night, if Liverpool are following this player for X amount of time, they've obviously had a good long look at his injury record and how it's come about, how it's kept him out, and is it fixed? Is he okay? And stuff like that. And listen, they'd be quite strenuous and stringent, I suppose, in the medical side of things when it comes to signing, especially for £36 million, and especially in COVID times when money in transfers is probably more important than it's ever been. Let me see. Kate thinks it's a big statement of intent. What do we make around this now? Because we said on our show last night, myself, Grizz and Keita, we're going to have to see a centre-half come in, and we thought it'd be Konate. And now we're going to have to see what the reaction is with regards to the other centre-backs. Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, absolutely fine. But then you're looking at Joe Matip, Nat Phillips. What do we do there? Do we keep them all? Is this his signing now? And that's the 5, and we go with that? Does he let Nat Phillips go? Because the rumour this morning is that they're looking to listen to offers for Nat Phillips. Where does Joe Matip stand on it? It's a strange one. As I said last night, we're going to have to see. This open to offers for Nat Phillips is very vague. I think we're going to have to see a bit of movement, a proper movement with regards to Matip or Phillips before we can really put the kind of centre-half jigsaw together. Let me see. David Wright says, I love we are getting the ball rolling and we're getting in the new signing early. Well, of course, David, with that clause he had, Liverpool were always looking to activate that, and when we're activating it now, July the 1st, of course, he arrives at the club. But Eunice thinks it's what a statement by LFC. It is a statement. It is a statement to say that not only are we looking to strengthen, but when we have our centre halves fit, we're very, very strong. But you've seen what happened with Van Dijk and Gomez. You've seen what's happened with Matip's injury record. So to bring this guy in, it not only strengthens us, but the competition, I think, is huge at centre-half now. Let me see. Stephen Dunn reckons keep Phillips, ideally Matip too. But if you saw for good money, then no worries. That's the interesting bit. do we learn from last season where we had 3 and Fabinho and overcompensate now and go with 5? The only thing I would say is that if Matip is fit, is Matip going to hang around and possibly be third or fourth choice? The same if Konate partners Van Dijk, is Gomez for his England career going to stick around and say, oh, here, I'm 24, 25 years of age. Am I going to stick around and be third or fourth choice? But that's what competition is about. That's what opposition, or what am I saying? That's what competition is about. Rapid Fire says, how intimidating a centre-back pairing. That's if he goes with Van Dijk and Konate. But you'd have to presume Konate is coming in with some sort of assurances. But I always say, you come into this team and if you play well, you play. And if you perform, you play. If you don't, the competition is there to absolutely push it on and step in if you're not being good enough. Chris M says both 6'4", strong and pacey centre backs. VVD and Konate are going to terrorise the league. So Chris obviously thinks there that Konate will be a first choice partner for Virgil van Dijk, but we'll have to wait and see. You know, we've seen it over the years. Lovren, Matip, Gomez all take turns with Van Dijk, and maybe he was settling on Gomez and Van Dijk until injuries, but we'll have to wait and see. Let me see. David Rice says he thinks our biggest task this season is clearing out the deadwood. We struggled to do that last season with pricing them out of the market. Well, this is where we're going to do a show on Sunday about ins and outs exclusively on Liverpool, on the Fatback 4 with myself, Keith, Grizz and Shawnee, and there's a bit of they're being set a challenge and it should be interesting on Sunday night. G10 reckons that Gomez could injure himself and get him out of the team anyways. Kevin Ball doesn't feel like Gomez isn't reliable. I think that's a bit unfair. I think the injuries he's got have been impact injuries. You know, it's I can't remember the last time Gomez has been out with a strain or a muscle. You know, it's been impact injuries on Joe Gomez, to be fair to him. Let me see. Captain Sal is already on to the next one. He says Tielemans. Next, please, FSG. And Megan McCallion says it's a brilliant start to the window. So, a couple of minutes before we go. So, this one looks like it's done. And, well, it is done if they just announced it. But where do we go next? What are you looking for next? And because, you know, we will talk about this signing, and on the Friday forecast later, I'm sure the lads will give their opinion in a little bit more detail before they get into their draft, which looks to be a cracker, by the way. But where do we go next? Is that centre half done? And we'll see what happens as the summer progresses. Is it midfield next? Is it an attacker for you next? Because I think it could be later in the window when we see either of them, simply because, you know, teams are taking stock. They're looking at where they are. You've got the Euros, you've got the Copa America, so there's a lot going on in the summer. And you know yourself, when tournaments are on, them signings usually take a little bit longer. But to get this one done and announced before, Ibrahim Konate said himself, before he goes away and concentrates on the under 21s with France, I think it's absolutely it's a really good sign. Serge Sanchez says a midfielder, a winger, and a striker. Oh, so he's going with a midfielder and two kind of attacking players. That's not something that's come up a lot. We feel it might be one attacker and one, maybe two midfielders, but you never know. And he wants a right back as well. Backup for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Let me see. G10 says Bazuma was my number one target. Now there's a chance of Tielemans. He's already over Bazuma. Yeah, that's how it goes, isn't it? But it's going to depend, I think, a lot on James Milner, another year older. Naby Keita, where do we stand on him? Oxlade-Chamberlain, I think, where do we stand on him? And I get the feeling Klopp might stand by at least two of them. At least. I think Shawnee said last night, and one or two others on the show last night, maybe it'd be one midfielder. And thinking about it overnight, I think they might be right. Mojo is still sad that Genie's leaving. I am as well. I'm gutted. But that's just the way it goes, and I think he looks like he'll sign for Barcelona, and the best of luck to him. Megan McCallion wants two midfielders and a forward next. Most transfers will be after the Euros now. I agree with you. I think it gets difficult once you're into the 1st of June. You're 2 weeks off the Euros, aren't you? And then once they're at the Euros, it's very hard to do deals while they're there. So you're probably looking at mid-July, and it'll be a mad couple of weeks before the season starts. I don't even know when the transfer window ends. Are we back to before the season starts, or are we back to whatever date they used to put on it, August 31st or whatever it might be? So it's going to be an interesting one. Kev O'Sullivan, great to see you, Kev. Age range is key for me, 22 to 25. Neuhaus, I think I've pronounced that right. That's the one Grizz is he's big on. Grizz is big on Neuhaus, have I got it right? Or Neuhaus, or whatever way you say it. You know what I'm talking about. Paul reckons that Milner will have one more year and then join the coaching staff. Good show. But again, we have to look to be covered in all areas with quality and reliability. I think that's the main thing. But look, thanks for joining me. It was a quick show. 10, 11 minutes. That's the quickest show I think I've ever done. But I just wanted to get on. I just wanted to talk to you about Ibrahim Konate, let people know that he has agreed a deal to sign Liverpool on a long-term contract from July the 1st. Squad number to be announced in due course, and the club seem delighted, the player seems delighted, and hopefully it's the start of some business in the summer that brings a squad together that again can go and be what Liverpool have been over the last couple of years, barring the horrendous injuries and stuff we've had. But that's it. That's been us. That's been me. For a Fatback 4 special. Ibrahim Konate announced as a Liverpool player. Don't forget to watch the Fatback 4 later with Chris, with Keith, with Pete, and with Gar. They will have a little chat about Konate at the start of the show, but they will then get into a Liverpool-related draft, which is a cracker with the usual questions, twists, and turns. So go and support that show tonight. Thanks again for getting us over 10,000 subscribers. You are absolutely sound, as they say here in Dublin. And Fatback 4 is back on Sunday, and the lads have a challenge, and you like it. It's all about ins, it's all about outs, and we're going to put the lads and make them absolutely nail their colours to their mast on Sunday night. That's it. Talk to you in a bit. Over and out.